What is up, everyone? Today, we're going to have a little discussion about the recent update that we just got last night, and an interesting time nonetheless. So the first topic at hand is, what the fuck? Now, this morning when I was looking at the update, I discovered something truly deplorable. This. As soon as I saw it, yep, it confirms that all that complaints that I made about dual skill Hector turned out to be pretty sound. It would appears that now him and his stupid ability is available for all the modes, all game modes. Now, one thing I'm not certain is if multiple copies of Hector could use the same skill on the same turn. If they could, that would be disgusting. But fortunately, they can't use a single one cannot use it twice on one turn. But the fact that this building allows for such things is not right. That's absolutely deplorable. Hell, even just using it once is enough to turn the tables. 20 damage. The 3 columns. Let me tell you something. I have a setup for my Aether raids, right? There's one specific weakness that I try to cover using Valoria. But before I start using Valoria, there was one very specific weakness that I have with my Aether raid offense. And that is that sometimes my Jacob doesn't do enough damage on this attack. And when he doesn't, well, he gets killed. I have one weakness, and that is flyer balls, but until I did figure out a way to beat it, but, you know, it took me... At first, I realized, oh, even with a bow character, I can't kill a certain unit. That's a problem. Then, I build up my bolt towers, and I was able to do it. Then, I discovered, hey, you know, I could also set up Valoria so that I can one-shot people with and instantly set up Aether. So I have these setups all set up, planned out already. And now, it turns out that it didn't really matter, because now with dual skill Hector, I can just move around and be like, oh yeah, here's 20 damage, dish it out, whatever. Even now, I don't have any of this toy. I win pretty much all my matches, and if I don't somehow, all my will eat it up. So I don't even know why this is necessary. My defenses are sound, everything is good, but for some stupid reason, we're now presented with a character that should not belong to this game. And they've thought it over for a while, and they actually built these buildings for it. Because you know why? They're greedy as fuck. Looking at this defense building, looking at its defensive counterparts, it confirms it. If a dual hero is on a defensive team, blah, 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 blah. If a dual hero is on a defensive team, that's not right. You shouldn't have to use a dual skill hero to stop a dual skill hero. And a building on top of that. You have to spend 2 resources to stop 1. As if we don't have enough, as if we already have a very limited amount of unit spaces and building spaces. We now have to put up with this. Just to stop the fact that, hey, if you don't have it, Hector will do 20 damage to you. And 20 damage is a lot. You can use it to set up for all kinds of disgusting vantage setup. Listen, this building is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know if you guys play card games, but what this is basically giving up card advantage. You use 2 to stop 1. And most importantly, generally when you build a deck, you try to make it as fluid as possible, right? Like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, doesn't matter what card game you play, you try to make sure that your deck is fluid, so that you can flow it in many different situations, and have enough card advantage, blah, 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 draw enough cards, so that you can circulate freely and healthily, and healthful, and healthy. But, see, the problem with this is that this is, in my opinion, one of those cards that just kind of sticks in there. It just takes up your space, and sometimes it doesn't even do anything for you. This is exactly what this is. And unfortunately, you want to have it. This is the worst problem about it all. You kind of want to have it, because if you don't, you end up with a situation where Hector ruins your day. But see, the problem is that if the enemy doesn't have a dual hero, then this is a complete waste. It's a complete waste of a setup. Never mind even all that. The fact that you have to summon for a dual hero is bad. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. Aether Raids is not... Look, there's a lot of things I hate about Aether Raids, but at the very least, you know, it wasn't something like you have to have this hero, you have to have that hero. But now we have this. And I don't know. I mean, listen, you know, I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I win every fight I get into, generally. And if I lose, my well eats it, like I said. So, even though I'm gaining like 80 points, 160 points, blah, 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 I can still sit comfortably wherever I want. You know, I don't have an ear anymore. I don't. I no longer have ear on my team, because I used her to build a certain unit. So my point gain is relatively poor. But you know what? It's fine. I'm just sitting wherever I am now. But for other people, that might not be so fine. And now you have dual heroes in the mix. You know what I'm getting at? It's like they unnecessarily complicated things. There was no reason for these buildings to exist. There's no reason for dual skill Hector to exist. It ruins the health of this game. Now, like I said before, you need to use building slots for these things, but dual's indulgence? You don't even need it all that much. Even just one usage of the skill is deadly enough as it is. So, for offensive, dual skills is very, very strong. Defense, they actually have to have a building to stop them. So not only do they have to sacrifice more, but offense, well, I think that offense is probably the only ones who can activate the skill. I don't think the AI can activate the skill. We haven't confirmed it yet because the unit hasn't come out yet. But most likely, we're going to find that the AI cannot use the skill on defense. So you're just getting a dual skill hero for the sake of stopping the enemy attack. That's not right. That is extremely poor game design. That is really, really bad. You're using more resources to stop an enemy that might not even exist. That's the worst part about it all. But anyway, I gotta stop complaining about this because it really gives me a headache. I really like this game, okay? I really do like this game. Yeah, sure, I mean, like, you know, I want to quit a couple times, but at the core of all, I thought that this game does have its good points, and I enjoyed it. But why must Intelligent System always come up with these stupid-ass things that shouldn't exist and ruin the game? You know, Aether Raids, when it first came out, was a very good mode. Everybody thought that, oh man, this mode may be the one that'll actually save this game. Because we're all like, for years, sick and tired of power creep, sick and tired of same stale gameplay mode. We thought that this would be our savior. Unfortunately, it was not. Now, I have hopes on Hall Forms, but they really need to work on it a bit in terms of flavor. At any rate, Hall of Forms is a good mode. I can't wait to try it. I will have to talk about it then, because I have not yet seen it. It hasn't come out. It doesn't come out until 2 days from now. So we'll see when it comes out, then I'll get my review on that then. But for now, I'm just going to continue my complaint on this stupid thing. And they can't take it back now, because, look, there's already buildings, and I have no doubt that there are people who already invested on these things. And once you've done that, you kind of have no choice but to summon for these dual skill heroes. It's a brilliant ploy in a business perspective, but it is absolutely shitty in just everything. It's shitty for gameplay, and it's shitty for moral reasons, shitty for everything. Just shitty all around. It's just shit on a stick. But for making money, yeah, that's fine. Oh, please, my fucking stockholders, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But, man, does it have to be like this? I at the very least, you know, they could have done it without a dual hero. Come on, man. That's just not right. Especially if the dual hero can't even use their dual skills in defense. I mean, I could be wrong. But even if so, alright? Even if so, they might be able to use it only like in turn 1 or something. You probably can't be able to control them and tell them that you have, oh yeah, Hector, you're going to use that skill on turn 2. Or you're going to use that skill on turn 4. There's a reason why the offensive version is all about giving themselves extra uses instead of like negating uses, something like that. So I'm pretty sure that the AI can't use it. I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. Fortunately, though, there are counters to this, and that is Healing Tower. Of course, you still have to wait for the beginning of your turn. So for offense, once they use it, they could go and take down troublesome units and then bring themselves on a defensive formation again. It's not too hard to do. That's how my Jacob is all set up to do. Killing a troublesome target, and then put myself in defensive formation and tank things. Before, like I told you earlier, I have a problem with fireballs. I solved it by using bolt towers. But now, you know what? I don't even need this anymore. Because I have Hector. Well, I'm going to summon for Hector because I saved my orbs. I told people this when I analyzed Thrasir. Thrasir is not a good unit. 100% not. She's great, but she just doesn't have global effects. She's all about herself and killing a unit. While that's great, when you're looking at a battlefield, you want to think about the map. You want to see the big picture. You want to be able to control things in a more grandiose way. Thrasir is not that kind of hero. So, unfortunately, you know, there are people who've already used up tons of orbs for Thrasir, and this is not very good. For my defense, not only do I have Duma to negate, but I also have Duma to basically shut people down. Here, let me show you this replay real quick. Oh, oops. We don't need to see this part. This part is dumb. My bad. Hold on. Let me just skip that part. I had that on when I was making this. Blop. See, look. This is what's right in this world. 3 buildings getting destroyed and 14 damage being dealt across the field. If the enemy doesn't even have a healer, that's checkmate right there. Gay Clown Kranya would kill them all. So, that, compared to a little Thrasir who can kill a unit on her turn and then get killed on the enemy turn, what do you think is better? So, that, once again, is a testament of why that dual skill Hector is not a good thing for this game. It is not. Eventually, we're going to find other dual skill heroes with different techniques. I'm sure there are ones that destroy buildings, and destroying buildings in 3 in a row like that, as you've just seen, is pretty disgusting. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be ones that have Bridal Fjord's ability to shut down dancers. Once that appears, my friend, Aether raids is going to be so disgustingly easy. Right now, dancers is what's causing 90% of the deaths. Once you have that set up, done. You're pretty much settled. You're clear sailing all over the place. And meanwhile, defense probably can't activate it. So it's really imbalanced. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you... Honestly, it makes the player experience a little bit better, but I don't know. I feel like the whole Aether rates thing in itself is just... The spirit is gone. Okay, alright. Sorry about going on a rant there. I kind of spent 15 minutes talking about how dual skills are evil. But anyway, let's talk about the weapon refinery. So first things first, let's have a little chat about loot. So with loot, honestly, that refine isn't so good. It looks great. It has Yu-Gi-Oh text all over it. But the problem is that it basically turns her ploy into sabotage. While making an enemy losing speed and resistance is great, there are many, many different ways to do so now, this day and age. And yes, she does have 4 to all stats if she fights someone that is currently penalized. But you have to think about it like this. We have a free unit in the form of Fallen Delthea that does the same thing, without a requirement. And her base stats, in of itself, is much higher than that of Loot's. So she has much greater value right off the bat. And if she were to face someone who's already debuff, even better. Like I said earlier, there's many ways to create a debuff. So unless we're talking about more in-combat buffs like that, Loot loses out to Fallen Delthea, which is actually pretty deplorable, I guess. Much as I like Delthea, I like Loot a lot too. And it feels like Loot doesn't have any uniqueness to her, which she should have gotten with the weapon refinery. Unfortunate, but that's just the nature of things. Only for certain characters, like Bike or something like that, do their playstyle gets changed enough that you can treat them differently. Second, though, we do have something nice. And that is, our pal Hawkeye now has, what was it? Dull? Yeah, Dull. Dull attack dev built into his weapon. Now, never mind his built-in, like, minus 1 cooldown thing, because that's cool and all that good stuff, but that dull attack dev is very nice. First things first, dull attack dev is basically 9 BST. It basically means that you suddenly got 3 extra dev, 3 extra res, and 3 extra attack. That's really nice. Now, you could also do a meme thing and have like speed and res dull as well in your B slot, then you'll be omni dull. Although it's absolutely stupid, you shouldn't need to do that because he already negates everything that is worthwhile to him. His speed, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it at all. So now he gets a B slot open up for guard, and he has a seal slot open up for quick repulse. So you have a brilliant enemy face unit right there. This setup is great for Hawkeye. Hawkeye, I believe, has the best weapon refinery in the bunch. Everyone else, but Hawkeye alone, not only does he get more stats, but he also negates their bonuses. So 9 BST is not just 9 BST. It's like a whole lot more if the enemy uses bonuses. So, yeah. Hawkeye is good. Very good. And the most important thing is that he has his B and seal slot open to continue to be even better. The man was already a dual phase tank as it is. So, now he can continue to serve his purpose in much greater capacity. He's a much better unit now. Okay, so next, let's talk about someone who isn't so great. We have Frederik. Frederik has Hammer. Ooh, okay, alright. The armor dies. And then he has Death Blow built on top of it. So he goes on the attack. The armor dies. Okay, then what? Oh, with my, like 10 resistance, so some mage is gonna come and rip me to shreds in a single blow. Frederik is unfortunate because that is a really, really bland refine. It's not even all that great. He could do well just sticking to using Brave Axe or something. I feel bad because I thought that, Frederik may have something cool, might have something that is worthwhile, might have something that'll make people pick a god and pray. But unfortunately, Frederik got something so incredibly boring and bland, it doesn't even make him that much of a threat. It's unfortunate, because I was kind of expecting a brave hammer. That would have been pretty scary. And I mean, it doesn't even like make him invincible or anything. His problem is still gonna be there. He's still going to get killed in the enemy phase. But you know what? At the very least, he can hammer armor units to death. Right now, with that, he might not even be able to kill someone because their health is or defense is too high. He can only land one blow. So Frederik definitely got the worst of the deal. Finally, we have Virion. No. Virion is an archer that I always liked. He isn't great. He doesn't do much damage. But he has one very important thing, and that is that he has tons of HP. Nowadays, when they build units, they tend to give them tons of BST, but they give them to like attack, they give them to speed, dev, and rest. HP is still kind of managed in a way where not very important. People kind of just, they make their units, they kind of make their HP kind of average or low or something like that in favor of attack and speed. Virion is an interesting case where he has tons of HP. He's always been good. He's always been good to me because why? Units that have tons of HP and decent amount of speed has a bulk that is basically spread around. Their defense and res is basically spread two places because their HP is high. Of course, you know, it's not exactly solid. Getting doubled in any way negates that. But if you were to take one hit, in most cases, having tons of HP is much better. At any rate, there are many techniques that HP is good for, and one of them is sudden panic. Now, our pal Virion has sudden panic built into his weapon, and on top of that, he gets 4 to all stats. The 4 to all stats is kind of though it's good because he definitely needs the speed. The only thing that he sucks at is the resistance. But you know what? His resistance is long gone anyway. We don't care about that. We don't care about that at all. He has tons of HP. He can take a hit. A single hit, mind you. But he can take a hit. Even with a resistance like that, he can still kind of take a hit. Just because of, in virtue of his HP. And I mean, if anyone were to use bonuses and such, he'll just panic them. You know, in the past, I have built a Virion with a monstrous bow. In fact, here, let me show you mine real quick. There. Virion! No. So, back then, I had a plan to make a Virion that has tons of HP, as you can see, monstrous bow, and panic ploy to ruin people's day and just give them tons of panic. I never actually followed through with it because I kind of, there are other things, but I also kind of got lazy. I have a lot of things to do in my life, so I can't just sit around and build units and make videos as I used to back then. So I squandered the chance to make something terrible. But now, you know what? Now, this is a Jacob, okay? This is a Halloween Jacob I wasted for just to show this stupid build. I have some regret, but now, at the very least, we have a dignified bow to show you what could have been. He will give panic all over the place, and it'll be an exciting task of ruining people's day that I have been meaning to show off for some time. And on top of this, 4 to all stats will make his more mediocre stats into something a lot more threatening. He's by no means a slouch anymore. I think you can make really good deals out of him. That HP, you can build life or death and you won't even feel bad because his HP makes up for it. So, this man benefits a lot from rehabilitation as well. One heal and you're back to full and you're a tough guy panicking everyone to death. He has a lot of utility and all that. So he's a scary guy. I can't wait to try out. But in the end of the day, I still think Hawkeye has the better setup. But Virion is not to be underestimated. Anyway, that's about it for Weapon Refinery. I have 2 buildings I can build now, from what I understand. I can build a field. Now, my people can work the fields. Like how we do it in China. Like Chinese farmers. Oh, but I have run out of slots. What is this crap? Do you wish to base blah 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 blah? Oh, wow. Jesus, dude. See, this is why I don't want to spend too much of my points. Back then, there was an idea where you could put points into music or something like that so that you can get more Aether stones. But now Aether stones isn't even a big deal. So, let's see. Allow you to cultivate 1 flower bed. No. Food plot. There. You're going to need this. 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 I don't know what the flower is going to be for, but you know what? Oh, well, that's for dragon flowers, right? Now, 600 went into 30. 30, for God's sake. I had 600 of those points. Now I have 30. So just for this package. Alright, let's go and... Did they increase the slot? Oh, they did. Oh, well, I will wait on that. That's not necessary anyway. Let's go to the Field of Dreams and have the 6 Paths of Pain plus plant things. Because if you plant him, he will come. Surtur will come. Okay, so what do? Grow dragon flowers and foods. Growing dragon flowers. Ingredients. Harvesting. Weather crops. Animal goods. Okay, whatever. Let's see here. I got some eggs and meats and such like that. Let's see what I can plant here. These things are only for flowers, but we can also plant ingredients, huh? Well, it doesn't really matter because I can't plant these dragon flowers. They cost 60 of these things per plant. It's not cheap, and you only get 5 out of them. What the hell's the point? You can wait like a week, can't you? Or do better in Aether raids. Not that it's a good idea. Alright, let's just plant a little bit of this. Planted wheat. You'll be ready for next season. Plant a little bit of this. Some greens.
Yes. And now?
I don't know why. I don't know why Levitain is the farmer. Is there anyone else who could be a farmer? Oh, the Demon Maria and the Incest Breath. They look like they're sisters. It's actually pretty terrible. It's actually pretty amusing watching Levitain be the only farmer. Now these horrible beings are over the place. Now look at that the evil Nana. I kind of miss Levitain. Now we have 2 of these. They're chasing Butterfly. It's actually kind of interesting watching this. Now the sheep path. Sheep path. Sheep path should go into a farm. Now it's just the Dark Overlord chasing after a butterfly. The butterfly. I kind of miss having just Levitain be the only farmer around. Now it's the Dark Overlord. Yeah! I don't even know why I'm amused by this. Oh. Let's see how Veronica acts.
Here I go!
The heroes carefully check the status of the field, ensure it's faring well. Alright, let's continue planting these things. A squash and berries. I've got everything. 4 slots is all it takes. Like how they act towards it. I really miss just having Levitain. I don't know why. Provisions. Oh, look, this is my current provision setup. Seems like there's no way to speed it up.
So, I will fight.
I will fight. I will fight these foods. Now, let's go and eat.
Sure. As you wish.
Okay, you want to eat as you wish. Let's see. Satisfied by intuition. Aim for that 5-star dish. Rating. Prepare an and get rewards based on number of stars. Recycle period. Dishes with more ingredients, more likely, but more difficult to prepare. So you fuck it up. Yada yada yada. Okay, alright. Cookbook. Ooh. I think I saw on the wiki how to cook different things. Let's see. Total stars 30. So you have 27 days to find out these dishes. Oh, you need 5 nice dishes in order to create more. Okay, then. Okay, alright. So what do we have? Eggs and meat? I'm going to consult this list right now. I was laying on my bed. I was having a good time. I will now get up just so I can look at this list. Dish. Let's see. Bacon and eggs. Okay, that's the only thing we can cook anyway, right? So, bacon and eggs.
It's all me!
It's all me! Ah! Dr. Sakura produces bacon and eggs. And she even does a little laugh. Oh, they eat! Well, that was very interesting. Alright, so 2 eggs create an omelet. What the hell is a shiny egg then? What the fuck is that supposed to be? A rare one? What is chance? Well, we're gonna try and I don't even know what the secret ingredients is. I'm gonna have to find out that sooner. Let's see here.
As you wish. Yes?
Yes? Alright. Huh, this is kind of interesting though. If I just want Cooking Mama to give me some stars and feathers and such. Hell, even like once or twice is more than good enough. I mean, honestly, feathers isn't exactly hard to come by. So, this is basically just for fun. Let's try, honestly, I only have these options, huh? Let's see, is there anything with jumbo steak? Oh, steak tartare. Prepare. Oh, but I need 5 nice dishes. 5. Let's try. Oh, what does this even do then? I guess let's not waste. We shouldn't waste. 2 meat makes big steak. Unfortunately, though, I think this week's food experience is pretty much over. I will put the list of ingredients in the description of this video later. Alright, you know what? Look, the shiny egg doesn't do anything. Top score of 3. Yeah, I'll just make something that we haven't done before. I don't know what secret ingredients is. I don't even know if it will ruin things or not, so I'll just... What does it do? What does secret ingredients slot do? It doesn't even tell me. I also don't feel like wasting this. You know what? Screw it. I'll do it anyway. A real man tries things.
It's all me!
Huh? Huh? As I prepare a meal. Rich big steak.
Sure.
So, does a secret ingredient make it rich? Interesting. Alright, well. The Demon Maria. The Demon Maria's a critic. Always a critic. I really don't understand why this egg is shiny. I think it just makes it so that it gives better omelet or something like that. Or it gives you a better chance of a higher rating. I need 5 nice dishes. So that's probably how I go about doing it. Anyway, with the number of ingredients I have, I can't go too far. And I don't think I have enough for 5 nice dishes. You know what? Actually, before I go, I'm gonna just try this. Oh, but wait. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll do it like this. Yeah. I was gonna do 2 shiny, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. And all it does is raise its rating. Maybe? Maybe I should have done 2 shiny after all.
Yes.
Hoshido style omelet. Okay, yeah. These shiny things do have something to do with it. Hoshido style omelet. Huh. Shit, I should have done 2 of those things.
It's all me.
So there's different types of food, and there's different grades to these different types of food. And the shiny materials will help you. What? No! The evil Jenny is the only one who liked it. Well, I've out of ingredients. I'm definitely done this time. So we'll end it with that for today. Thank you all for joining with me on this ranting of dual skills, weapon refinery analysis, and cooking. Until next time.